All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about real music, doing it in real time for a few real people out here, just like you there, like you and me. Thanks for being here. By the way, folks, my cup is empty here, so buy me a coffee. It's a good way to support the channel. Also, Patreon, YouTube memberships, and PJ Rock super chats. Okay. And I'm talking about Foreigner in this episode. And I've already kind of rubbed it in a little bit about Luis Maldonado, predicting that ahead of time. And people said I was stupid. I didn't know what I was talking about. Kelly Hansen is still in the band. Shut up. You don't know what you're saying. And lo and behold, Kelly Hansen did play his last show with Foreigner. So I'm not trying to gloat. I'm not trying to rub it in. But it's interesting when people tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. Like I'm saying things ahead of time. And I try to keep things to myself. A lot of times I'll know about certain things and I won't talk about it because it could get me in trouble if it doesn't happen. But most of the time it ends up happening. So anyway, Luis Maldonado is the new singer. And I noticed him a couple of years ago when he played with a couple of guys from Foreigner up at a radio station in Tampa. And they did this acoustic set, and you can find it on the internet. In fact, you can find, I think, two or three of those acoustic performances on the internet, and he just kills it. All right, he's fantastic. Jeff Pilson said that they were initially looking to replace this guy, Tom Gimbel, who had been a longtime member of the group. But after they tried out some people, they decided to change their approach. Gimbel had been playing mostly guitar, so they brought in Maldonado. Luis worked with Train and Lisa Marie Presley in the past, so that's kind of an interesting resume. Maldonado was one of the first people to speak up when Kelly Hansen decided to quit the band, and the guitarist hoped he could convince Kelly to stay because he didn't want to see the band end. So they were all thinking that Foreigner would be no more after Kelly Hansen left. Now, there are people out there, and I understand their frustration, who believe that, this isn't really Foreigner, okay? And I don't know how they can just keep doing this and call themselves Foreigner. Well, Jeff Pilson is the musical director now, and I'm thinking that what's the expression I want to use here? That Mick Jones gave him the keys to the house or whatever. Like he's in charge now of this franchise, and he's the musical director, and he's basically saying there's no end in sight for Foreigner, which is, I think, the name of one of their greatest hits albums. There's no end in sight. Now, the band members knew that Luis had this great voice. And when you listen to those acoustic sets, I said it, and nobody wanted to admit it. I said that I think Luis is closer to Lou than Kelly was. Like a younger version of Lou Gramm, which is even better. And Maldonado has stepped in there, and he sounds fantastic. That's all I can say. Now, if you want to make the argument, I try to be fair to everybody. If you want to make the argument that there's no original members in this band, therefore it's not Foreigner anymore. Like, no Lou Gramm, no Mick Jones, then it's not Foreigner. All right. Well, a lot of people have gotten over that. And here's why you can get over it with Foreigner, because Foreigner sounds good. There are bands that replace members and the singer sounds nothing like the original guy, or he's lacking something, and you get rid of like core membership and people miss the guitarist or they miss the drummer or whoever, getting a lot of feedback because Rush replaced their drummer, and so people are flipping out like, this can't be Rush. Well, they've decided they want it to be Rush again, and Foreigner has decided that they're going to continue without Lou, but Lou is making appearances on this upcoming celebration of the Four album, which is one of my favorite all-time rock albums, just to add that. I mean, it's cool that they're doing Four in its entirety from what I understand, and also other hits. But Four is just, when that album came out, I was ready for it. It hit like a ton of bricks, and I listened to it over and over again. And so if they can bring that back to life and do the other songs justice, which I think they're going to do with Luis on vocals, more power to them. I don't know. Some people are going to be skeptical. Some people just can't accept this. Some people don't care anymore. They just don't care because everything is so far removed. But, you know, you can't have a bunch of old guys in a band who, number one, Mick Jones, his health is bad, according to Lou Gramm. Lou, again, is saying he's going to retire, but he's still pretty busy. He's got a solo record coming out, and he's going to be hanging out with Foreigner on select dates coming up on this new leg of the Foreigner 4 extravaganza, celebrating how many years of Foreigner 4? Next year it'll be, 45 years of Foreigner 4? That's just insane, people. That's insane. But yeah, it was one of my favorite albums. I wore it out. I had the vinyl, had the cassette. Later on, I'm pretty sure I got a CD of it. I think there's been at least 1 or 2 remasters of the CD. They added some tracks. I think there are some missing songs. I think there's a box set right now that you can get that's out there. But Foreigner's not going away. They're going to be around for a while. And with this new guy, Luis, I'm thinking they're going to be viable for many years to come. And people will go and they'll go, yeah, they're doing justice to these songs. And that's why they're able to keep doing this. So I know some people just don't like it. I get it from both sides. I got it when I said that, hey, Kelly, isn't Lou, but they're doing a pretty good job with the songs. I got it from people then who were like, Kelly is not Lou. And I think Kelly would tell you he's not Lou. Lou isn't Lou, okay? Lou isn't the same guy he was. God bless him for continuing and going on and adding some credibility to it. I think there are a couple of other guys from the original Foreigner who are out there with Lou Gramm from time to time, but people don't know everybody, and so it's more about, does it sound like Foreigner? Should I pay all this money to see Foreigner? And the ticket prices are probably going to go back up because there's some excitement about Luis Maldonado. And hopefully there are no vocal tracks or auto-tune being employed. There's a new video about Journey that's out there about auto-tune, and it's just depressing, folks. It's discouraging. But what are you going to do? I mean, these guys who were great singers back in the day, it's very hard to keep that level of excellence going, especially if you're that same guy trying to sing those songs 40 years later, or you're even some new guy that has to try to mimic the old guy. So it's a lose-lose. That's a tough place to be in, and I don't envy any singer who has to come in and try to be the other guy. So congratulations to Luis Maldonado, who is officially now Foreigner's new lead vocalist. I think he's perfect for the job. Seriously, I think he does justice to the songs, and I wish them and the band well as they go into the future and beyond. All right, there's no end in sight. I should go find that album cover and put it on here as a thumbnail. Thanks for being here, everyone. God bless. Remember, Jesus loves you, even if you're a curmudgeon or a failure or somebody who feels out of place in this world. I'm thinking of Michael W. Smith here. It's just one of those things. There's a God-shaped void, and only God can fill that void. So there you go.